Hi everyone, I'm Jen. I see dead people. That line is a famous quote from the movie Sixth Sense and from the movie Scary Movie. And it makes me, of course, think about how I actually do see dead people. I've seen them in the form of how they looked like when they were alive. But I wanted, and I've, talked about that here with the Grandma Jones video, but I wanted to also say that dead people do come through in other forms as well. First of all, they come through in dreams, and they're different than the other dreams because you really feel like they were there. And, how can we prove that? We can't, but it's just a knowing. And they also can come through as objects that you're familiar with that would be kind of odd to see, or these objects would be out of place, but but they're related to the person you're missing. And it can also come through as colors or as scents, smells. And I have different examples. For my granny, she had a specific smell. She did not wear any perfumes, but she comes through as a combination of the scent of her soap that she used to use mixed with the smell of the sheets that we would, the guest room would be made up with. Now, the sheets were clean, but because company only came just a couple times a year, the sheets would have this dusty, musty smell. And so my granny comes to visit me with a combination of that soap and musty smell. And I love that smell. I know it's her. My grandpa comes through as the combination smell of his cigarette smokes and the oils and stuff that you smell in car shops, like what mechanics smell like. And my grandpa used to be a smoker. He could still be, I don't know. But he's a smoker and worked in the garage a lot, and that's kind of where he hung out. Um, I don't know. That was just a man's place to hang out. In fact, he had hung out with Jack Palance um, in the garage. Anyhow, that was a nice side story. But so they can come through as smells. And let me see, the colors, like the purple butterfly, that wasn't only the butterfly that came through, but the color purple. And I had was helping this child who had lost her brother, and explained this, that you can ask for it, but she just said, well, he liked Batman. So I said, oh, you're going to see the Batman logo probably more often than you normally do, but maybe your mind's going to say that that's just normal to see it. It's not going to see it as unusual. So she kind of does not believe in this stuff, or is too scared to have it appear to her. So a lot of times people's stuff will come through for me. And so I said, well, what about the colors black and yellow? May the colors black and yellow just appear kind of in a weird way. And it did not appear for her. But a few days later, I was walking into a cafe, and before there's like maybe 4 steps going up to the cafe, and a bumblebee, came in between me and the door. And I'm comfortable with most animals and bugs and whatever. And so, I just in my head talk to them. So I stop, I don't freak out, and it does not just fly by me, it makes the figure 8 in front of me. And I'm like, okay, usually you don't make it right in front of me, but a bee could, so I didn't think any, like I didn't take it one step further. But then this bumblebee faced me, and so we were face to face, and buzzed like it was flapping its wings, but was still, it was motionless in midair. Now, it was still flapping its wings, but motionless, meaning it was not flying around. And it was just in front of me. We were face to face, and I thought, okay, I'm paying attention now. This is weird. Oh, you're black and yellow. A few days ago, we talked about black and yellow showing up. And so I did. I said hi to Gary Lee. And in my mind, that was him. It was just weird and beyond coincidental. So when I share stories like this, then more and more stories come out, like how my supervisor's was on the phone with her sister, and in the middle of the conversation, she said, "Hold on, there's someone turning the front door doorknob." And when she checked it out, no one was there. No one was outside, but she came back to the phone with her sister, and they just thought it was odd. But then later, they find out that their mother died, and it turned out that the mother died at that very same time period. Not the same time period, the same exact time that the doorknob was turned. So our belief is that that was the mother, saying hello and goodbye. Just like with the father's farewell video that I have, that's also, I just knew it was him. I knew that was the time period he died, and it turns out it was. Another example, the final one I'll give you is, I was telling all these examples, and this high schooler had never shared this with anybody, but when her father died, they moved. Well, that part she shared, but it's just her and her mom had accused her of drinking beer because there were beer bottle cap. I think there's only one, but there was one on the kitchen, somewhere in the kitchen counter, kitchen floor. Oh, I think I just saw an orb, and this high schooler promised me that she did not drink, but why would her mother believe her? There was physical proof of a bottle cap. And so this happened to be the brand that the father drank. And after listening to my story, she felt better because she also did not know how a bottle cap would, what if a burglar had come in? So it made her feel better that their house was not broken into, in the earthly way. And actually, I was telling this story to another person in a waiting room, and they confirmed that their father keeps showing up. I believe it was Mountain Dew, but keeps showing up in a Mountain Dew place. And the first time was a truck, an 18-wheeler, was at the cemetery when they were visiting the father's headstone, and that was the father's favorite drink. But this person just knew that that was the father, and it's almost like if you say, "Yes, I see you, thank you," then more and more will appear. So you can see dead people too. It's not a scary thing, it's a beautiful thing.